What's up, everybody? It's RoboCon here, coming back at you with another Sword of Convallaria video. So we just had some news drop from the developers of the game, XD. Sword of Convallaria is going to be seeing a new Destined banner for 2 characters, and here we have it. It's going to be Nungul and Garcia. We have our Sniper Waifu and our Papal States Seeker over here. And we're going to talk about them and their kits and, you know, if there might be something you want to put on your roster. But I will say Nungul is a really good ranged DPS character. Garcia is unique. I'll just put it that way, and we can go a little bit into it down the road. The most interesting part about this news is that this drops on the 9th. So we have 3 days. That's 10 days post-release, which means we're going to have 3 Destined banners running alongside each other. Because as of right now, in the game, it says that we're not losing the Samantha and Dantillion banner until the 15th alongside Gloria. And we were expecting to see a new debut banner on the 15th along with the new Destined banner on the 15th. Something this abridged is a little surprising. It means we're going to have to be smart with our resources and really pick out who we want to. But it also means that we're going to have opportunities to get those characters that are now in the standard banner without having to go to the standard banner and pull from them. So we can make the teams we want to make. We can probably get a Lexi or a Magnus or something like that without just relying on pure RNG, that 2%, right? And that's awesome. So let's take a look at the banners in general. Like I said, if we're going to be getting a Destined banner every 10 days, we're going to be looking at having 3 up in rotation, like for the foreseeable future almost. If we're looking at a debut banner as well alongside of this on the 9th, then we're going to be looking at 2 debut banners kind of on a rotational basis, which would be interesting. But the developers did say they've wanted to get us caught up with the Asian servers so that we can, you know, get on the same page as far as releases and then push forward from there, which I think is neat, but it is also very stressful on our Luxite resources. So like I said, we just have to be smart with what we got. Let's take a look at the debut banner releases. We know that these were the initial Taiwan server order releases, and a huge shout out to Celion Journey for giving us this infographic to use. So we know we're all the way up to Alexi, and we don't have Etta yet. So everyone is expecting Etta to be the next debut banner. We were expecting that to replace Gloria on the 15th, but now it looks like it could be on the 9th. I don't know. We'll have to keep our eyes on the devs X here or Twitter to make sure of that. And if that does happen, I'll give you guys that information. So we're expecting it to be Etta next, whether it be on the 9th or the 15th, and then for them to just carry on business as usual with debut characters to Simona, Safia, August, Coco, Akambi, etc., etc. Which means, you know, when Safia and August and Coco hit, those are some top tier characters that are still great on the Taiwan side of stuff that most people are going to want to pull if they're into the meta side of stuff. I also just like those characters. I don't know much about Coco yet, but I know Safia and August, I like those characters a lot in the story that I've played, right? So that's what we're expecting. If this changes, you know, everything seems to be pretty fluid right now with Sword of Convallaria and getting us up to speed here on the global side. But I'll be reporting on it as it comes, so don't you worry about that. Taking a look at these units that are coming. So we have Nungul, our Sniper Waifu. She looks super cool. She's an Irian unit. She's a destroyer, and she does that. She focuses on just killing people at range. She has this really awesome rifle crossbow that I love. And just looking at her kit real quick, I do have like deeper information on this, but I'm just going to use these infographics from XD right now so that we can kind of get a feel for it. And if people want like a full unit banner analysis, let me know and I could put something together with numbers and like full kit reviews and builds. But let me know in the comment section for that. So here we go. She's an elite sniper. This trait changes Nungul's P attack into M attack. Every tile between Nungul and her target, excluding the adjacent tile, because the adjacent tile counts as 0, increases the damage dealt. If Nungul does not move before attacking, her range will increase. From what I've seen of her at the 6-star version of this gets pretty nasty. She also ignores defense past 5 tiles at a certain breakpoint. Again, if you guys want information on that, and I don't have her as a character that I could show you in the game. I do have Garcia, but I do not have her, but I have information and infographics that I can show that detail the skills. But let me know if that's something you want. Again, her skills here, quick reload, She has an instant, restores energy, reduces cooldown of all her skills by 1 round, and allows her to use Deadly Aim without preparing for 1 round, which is big because Deadly Aim is like her big one tap, right? So looking at that, Deadly Aim, physical damage. This is a single target attack. Nungle prepares for 1 round and then deals damage to the enemy. The attack ignores block. If attacking an enemy within the hangman, with the hangman's mark, Nungle gains bonus crit after dealing crit damage and clears the hangman's mark on the target. So this hangman's mark mechanic is also pretty cool, and I could get some more info on that if you need it. She really works around big single crit hits, big headshots, and that's her thing. And I think it's a cool mechanic. She has a lot of range too, but kind of like her detractor is there's points where she wants to stand still. So she's not like hyper mobile, even though she is in the Alacrity group. So she also has sniping stance. It's an instant. It changes her stance into the sniping stance, which increases her maximum range, attack power, and crit rate. However, she's unable to move while in this stance. Using this skill again, Nungle can deactivate the sniping stance. So you can instant into this Deadly Aim, shoot. You could, pretty cool combo I'm seeing here is you might be able to sniping stance, quick reload into a Deadly Aim shot, and then sniping stance out. But I don't know. I don't have her yet. I'd love to. I'm definitely going to pull her and see what she does. But that's just something I'm seeing off the top of my head. Sense of purpose here, passive. When attacking enemies with the Hangman's Mark, Nungle gains bonus for crit and crit damage. Additionally, she recovers energy when dealing with crit damage. So as you can see, her mechanic works around this Hangman's Mark, giving her crit. When she crits, she does stuff. She's reloading, shooting at range. Really cool. She's definitely a character I'm excited for. But let's look at Garcia now. So Garcia is a much maligned character on the tier lists. She's pretty low on there, and she's never risen from that position. I do have her on my account, and taking a look at her, I can kind of tell why she's low. I'm not saying she's a bad character or she's not strong. Her kit does revolve around her ramping up. So looking at her trait, Executioner, at the start of the battle and beginning of her action, Garcia gains rotational acceleration, improving her attack and defense attributes. This effect is stackable multiple times. Depending on the number of stacks, Garcia gains increased crit rate, crit damage, and the ability to ignore the target's block, and the ability to ignore a portion of the target's defense and effects successively. So I do know, since I have her, that you do not gain a rotational acceleration at the start of the battle at 1 star. So you only gain one of these rotational acceleration stacks a turn at a 1 star, which means it's going to take you 6 turns to really ramp up to where you want to be, because you gain 4%, I think it's 4% attack and defense with each stack at 1 star, which is great. But then you don't get this increased crit rate until 3 stacks. And you don't get the increased crit damage until you have multiple stars of her, and that's at 6 stacks. So, and I believe this ignore ability is at 6 or 5 star as well, and when she's at 9 stacks. So, she's really a rev up character, which is maybe good for boss fights, but, predominantly we're looking at taking down mobs in this game and moving around. But let's look at the rest of her skills here. So her basic attack, she deals with multiple instances of physical damage to a single target. Crit rate is increased when the target is in an injured state. All right. Spinning Blade, physical damage, it's instant. Garcia selects one enemy within a cross-shaped range of herself, drags them to her side, and deals damage. Recovers energy when the target is defeated. All right, so she has a pull-in. I believe this is like a 3-range skill as well. She kind of makes an X around herself. Taste of Blood, support, instant. Garcia recovers her own HP, dispels some debuffs, gains Inspire Potential, increases her attack and defense attributes, and becomes immune to attribute debuffs. This seems pretty good. She gets that extra attack and defense, so she can be tanky. She is dragging characters in close to her, so if she doesn't kill them, she might be taking some hits to the face. And then Hidden Executioner, passive before attacking. If there are no allies around the target, Garcia inflicts isolate on them and disables dodge. So these are all interesting. I do like her pixel art. I like her regular art as well. I think she's a cool looking character. It's a little bit sad that, you know, her kit relies on the rev up when in these types of games, we want a lot of upfront damage and not back end damage so that we can get rid of the mooks and, you know, get that like initiative advantage and turn advantage where we have more characters than the enemy team and we can just dominate from there. I may do a dual banner unit analysis preview where I break these down further. Let me know if that's something you guys want in the comments below. I could definitely take a look at it. I got another unit guide coming out either later today or tomorrow. It depends on when that releases. But again, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Bye.